Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of Let's Play Warframe. I'm your host the most, as always, Francois878, and today we are going to be talking about the Baza collection of weapons, the Baza SMG, as well as the War polearm, which you're seeing me enjoy here in the footage. Now, when these weapons first came out, I saw a lot of people get really excited about them because they were real powerful. Specifically, they were very powerful with certain mods that had just come out into the game in in Plaguestar, in Operation Plaguestar. And I was, of course, out of town at the time, so I couldn't do any actual testing, but I was real bummed out. I was like, man, I'm missing all the hype for these new weapons. And then, you know, when I actually got my hands on them a few days later, I wasn't as impressed as I had hoped I would be. The weapons are still very solid. The Baza SMG also has a unique flavor. Mechanic doesn't seem like necessarily the correct word. Feature? To me, a mechanic fundamentally changes the way that the weapon works in some way. Feature is more of just a neat thing with the gun that doesn't necessarily affect how you use it, but is something unique about it. And I feel like the fact that the Baza SMG is silenced and will not alert enemies to your presence is a little bit more of a feature. Is it a cool feature? Sure. We don't have any silenced machine guns short of using Banshee and her passive. So is the Baza something unique? Sure. Do we already have 14 machine guns in the game? Yes, we do. And we even have a number of crit machine guns, which the Baza SMG is. It's a very crit-intensive weapon. So overall, I wasn't super impressed with the Baza myself. It's a solid weapon, but I was really hoping for something a little bit more exciting, something a little bit more unique with its own kind of more interesting mechanic versus simply a feature. Now we're going to get into the builds for both weapons. Here, this is my first Baza build with Hunter's Munitions. Take this build with a grain of salt. Hunter's Munition is changing soon with the physical damage type changes to slash, puncture, and impact. So this build might not be necessarily quite as amazing as it used to be, but I enjoyed it pretty. It's a pretty solid build. Focuses on slash damage, focuses on crit. Same thing with this build. Definitely a focus on crit. You got point strike, vital sense, and bladed rounds. Serration, heavy caliber, and split chamber for your multi-shot and your damage. And 2 status chance mods, bumping the status chance of this weapon up to 37%. It's kind of a bit of a hybrid build, just so that you can have a little bit of a chance to strip armor. The weapon has a blazing fast fire rate, so it's the status chance is better than you think. This is the War. This is the polearm that we're going to talk about here in a few minutes. It's definitely not a crit weapon. The status is decent, but I did have to use drifting contact instead of body count for that extra 40% status chance to bump it to 100% status chance. So condition overload would work as purely as it can. I also have primed pressure point and primed fury just for even more base damage and attack speed because it's not a crit weapon, so there's no berserker. If you want to do primed reach instead of primed pressure point, that's totally up to you as well. It is a viable choice in the overall grand scheme of things. Now, The Cassia War is a solid enough polearm. You can't really run a hybrid build with it because the crit chance for it is just so bad that it's just not really viable, but it is a very solid status chance weapon, and it definitely benefits a lot from condition overload. So if you have it, definitely throw that on there. Now, without drifting contact, you will be a little bit short of 100% status chance, even with all 4 of the 60/60 dual stat mods. So just be cautious of that when you're modding, and be aware of that. Overall, both weapons, design-wise, look awesome. The Cassia War is an absolutely gorgeous, gorgeous-looking polearm, but they don't quite perform up to what my standards are, and kind of what I was under the impression of. The Baza's nice, but again, it's just a one more crit machine gun. And the Cassia War is lacking the hybrid build, or the capacity for a hybrid build really hurts it in end game level play. But I would say it's probably anywhere below sorties. It's more than capable of handling. So thank you guys very much for watching. I appreciate it. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and stay tuned for more coming soon.